He is a ghost, a phantom, a name whispered in hushed tones. In the dark corners of the world, where law and order are mere suggestions, his legend grows. He is the embodiment of fear, a figure who exists in the shadows, eluding capture and justice. He is Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes, better known as El Mencho. His name strikes terror into the hearts of many, a symbol of the relentless and brutal world of drug trafficking. Born in the small town of Aguililla, Michoacan, he rose from humble beginnings to become one of the most feared men on the planet. To the world, he is one of the most wanted drug lords, a man with a $10 million bounty on his head. This staggering sum reflects the immense threat he poses, not just to Mexico, but to global security. His operations have amassed him a fortune, with illicit gains that fuel further violence and corruption. To his followers, he is a ruthless leader, a legend carved from blood and fear. His rise to power within the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, or CJNG, is marked by a trail of violence and intimidation. He commands loyalty through fear, and his orders are executed with ruthless precision. His name alone evokes the brutal reality of Mexico's drug war, a conflict that has claimed tens of thousands of lives, leaving communities shattered and families torn apart. The violence is not just a statistic, it is a daily reality for those living in the crossfire of cartel battles. El Mencho operates in the shadows, his face rarely seen, his voice rarely heard. He is a master of evasion, using a network of loyalists and sophisticated tactics to stay one step ahead of law enforcement. His ability to remain elusive only adds to his mystique and the challenge of bringing him to justice. Yet his presence is felt across continents. The reach of his cartel extends far beyond the borders of Mexico, infiltrating markets in the United States, Europe, and beyond. The drugs trafficked by CJNG find their way into cities and towns around the world, fueling addiction and crime. His cartel, the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, or CJNG, has extended its tentacles from the mountains of Mexico to the streets of America, trafficking narcotics and leaving a trail of violence in its wake. The CJNG is known for its brutal enforcement tactics, using extreme violence to maintain control and expand its territory. He is a phantom, but his impact is all too real. The communities affected by his cartel's activities bear the scars of his reign. From the addicts on the streets to the families mourning lost loved ones, the human cost of El Mencho's empire is immeasurable. His story is a stark reminder of the ongoing battle against the scourge of drug trafficking and the elusive figures who orchestrate it from the shadows. El Mencho and his cartel, the CJNG, have cast a long shadow over Mexico. They are a force of chaos and brutality, a cancer eating away at the nation's fabric. Their rise to power has been meteoric, fueled by violence, corruption, and a seemingly endless supply of drugs. The CJNG, under El Mencho's leadership, has become a dominant player in the global drug trade. They traffic heroin, methamphetamine, cocaine, and fentanyl, their distribution networks reaching far beyond Mexico's borders. Their influence has infiltrated governments, corrupted law enforcement, and terrorized entire communities. The impact of El Mencho and his cartel is felt most acutely in Mexico. The country is caught in a brutal drug war, a conflict that has claimed thousands of lives and displaced countless others. Towns and cities have become battlegrounds, scarred by violence and fear. Law enforcement faces an uphill battle against the CJNG. The cartel is heavily armed with military-grade weaponry that rivals the government's own arsenal. Corruption is rampant, with officials often bribed or threatened into turning a blind eye. The fear instilled by the cartel runs deep, silencing those who might otherwise speak out. Section 4, From Avocado Fields to Cartel Throne. This is the story of a man who transformed his life from humble beginnings to becoming one of the most feared cartel leaders in the world. El Mencho's story is one of ambition, ruthlessness, and a chilling pragmatism. His journey is a testament to how far determination and a lack of scruples can take someone in the world of organized crime. Born into poverty in rural Mexico, he began his working life tending avocado trees. The fields were vast, and the work was hard, but it was all he knew. From a young age, he understood the value of hard work and the harsh realities of life. Seeking a better life, he later immigrated to the United States. However, the American dream was elusive. Struggling to make ends meet, he became involved in petty crime. It started with small-time thefts and minor drug deals, But the allure of quick money and power was too strong to resist. His criminal activities eventually caught up with him, leading to several stints in American prisons. These experiences hardened him, teaching him valuable lessons about survival and the criminal underworld. Upon his release, he returned to Mexico, where he joined the Mencho Cartel. Within the cartel, he quickly rose through the ranks. His ruthlessness and business acumen marked him as a leader. He was not just a brute, he was a strategist, always thinking several steps ahead. His ability to navigate the dangerous waters of cartel politics set him apart. When the Mencho cartel fractured, El Mencho seized the opportunity. He formed the CJNG, or the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, consolidating his power and expanding his influence. Under his leadership, the CJNG grew rapidly, becoming one of the most powerful and violent cartels in Mexico. His rise to power was marked by brutal tactics and a relentless pursuit of dominance, forever changing the landscape of organized crime in the region. Section 5. The Day Jalisco Burned. May 1st, 2015 is a date etched in the memory of Jalisco State. On that day, the CJNG unleashed a wave of terror that showcased their audacity and firepower. In a coordinated attack across the state, they set fire to vehicles, businesses, and even banks, turning the streets into infernos. The attacks paralyzed the region, a brazen challenge to the Mexican government. It was a stark demonstration of the CJNG's power and El Mencho's ruthlessness. The message was clear: they were in control, and no one was safe. Section 6. A legacy of violence, a future uncertain. El Mencho's reign has been marked by extreme violence. His cartel is known for its brutality, its willingness to use terror as a weapon. Beheadings, torture, and mass graves have become grim hallmarks of their operations. They operate with impunity, their grip on power seemingly unshakable. The fight against El Mencho and the CJNG is far from over. It is a complex battle requiring international cooperation, robust law enforcement, and a commitment to tackling the root causes of drug trafficking. The future remains uncertain, a constant struggle for control in a country held hostage by violence. Section 7. The fight continues. In the shadowy corners of our cities, where the light barely reaches, the battle against crime rages on. The dark alleys and crime scenes are a testament to the ongoing struggle. The story of El Mencho and the CJNG is a chilling reminder of the power of the drug trade and the violence it fuels. This cartel, like many others, thrives on fear and chaos, spreading its influence through ruthless tactics and unrelenting brutality. The CJNG's reach extends far beyond the borders of Mexico, impacting communities worldwide. It is a story that continues to unfold, with each day bringing new challenges and new tragedies. Families are torn apart, communities are destabilized, and the cycle of violence seems never-ending. The news is filled with reports of new incidents, each more harrowing than the last, painting a grim picture of the ongoing conflict. But it is also a story of resilience, of those who fight back against the darkness, risking their lives to bring justice and peace to their communities. These brave individuals, whether they are law enforcement officers, community activists, or ordinary citizens, stand as beacons of hope. They organize protests, hold vigils, and work tirelessly to support the victims and their families. To learn more about the fight against organized crime and the impact of the drug trade, explore the resources available online and in your community. There are numerous organizations dedicated to providing support and education, offering a wealth of information on how to get involved and make a difference. From online forums to local community meetings, there are many ways to stay informed and engaged. Engage in informed discussions, support organizations working to combat these issues, and raise awareness about the human cost of this ongoing war. By participating in these efforts, you can help shine a light on the darkness and contribute to the fight for a safer, more just world. Every action, no matter how small, can make a difference in this critical battle.